Thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
A give to Williams, running right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Maybe the threat of Russell Wilson running the football there and him handing it off opened a little bit of a lane.
It does, and what also helps, his unselfishness. Because he's not a quarterback who's going to take it every time and pull it from the running back and keep it. He will hand it inside when the reads are correct.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Play action. It's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
On second down, Williams. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 22.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. McManus's point after is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This defense for the Broncos, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Into a sea of defenders have intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the interception, here's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Williams will try again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Javonte Williams, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Albert O there to make the grab. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Here's a quick throw to Thielen. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught by Thielen. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 36. A good pickup there at 22. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 36. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
It was D.J. Jones who was there for the tackle. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Six yards left on 2nd down.
He'll look to throw.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 17-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion left. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Second and 6.
They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Ronald Darby.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this 1st half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
They begin the drive with Williams. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Bulldozes past him.
And he's going to have a Broncos 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case,
fooled him with the inside run.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On the counter, here's Williams. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I think that's about as good a 3-yard run as you're going to see. And he actually did with a little bit of flair, didn't he?
On 3rd down, Wilson. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And he gets it away, a direction sideline. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
Baron Browning, the one who brought him down.
With that run, double check my math. Yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other thing. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but The way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give it one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
They go play action now. Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Play action. Now Wilson. Under pressure, they got him again. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Operating from the gun. Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Taken in at the 11. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hockenson as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with a 21-7 lead already in their hip pocket, probably not a time to get too creative or inventive here. We'll see. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards. They go play action with Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And complete right side to Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that Not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run it with Cook.
And he'll take this down to the 33.
Number 4, Dalvin Cook, the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Touchdown, Vikings.
Touchdown.
T.J. Hockenson with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Vikings 14.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
Now a hit and a loose football. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
109 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. This pass caught by Hamler. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. He got 29 yards that time. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll run it with Williams. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the Vikings 3-yard line.
The busy night continues for Williams. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Vikings
Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They only needed a couple, but the blocking was good. And, of course, you can't tamp him down when he gets past that line of scrimmage.
No, and guess what? Not only were they physical at the point of attack, they executed so well. That's what you have to do in short yardage situations. Everyone has to be in the right spot, taking on a defender to give him the chance that they did, and he took full advantage of it.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 14. Back to the ground, Cook. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 1. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game.
Broncos 24, Vikings 21.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
On 1st down, Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Wilson. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Buying time to his... And a big loss here as he's taken down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Able to find Thielen. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the...
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 37 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 4th quarter lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Shoves him aside. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Wilson. Being chased out left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. Just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, their very slim playoff hopes get a boost as they move to 5-7. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.